Hello. Now I don't know if this is the one I scheduled or not. The one that I scheduled, I don't think it went live. And there were people there, and I pushed the buttons and nothing happened. And then I was writing and no one said anything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Why is it so hard to make it work? I guess I just will not send links in the future and people would just show up at the right time. It seems so odd to me because it seems too hard. It seems too hard. And it's harder than it should be. Like, where are the directions? Why aren't there clear directions? Why are there contradictory directions? Like, if they really want people to use this, then how do you do it? So I think it's weird because it's kind of like life is sometimes too. And that's actually like what this whole thing is about. Like, why is it so hard to do things sometimes in life? Like, why do patterns repeat for us, right? So, like, why am I having a hard time with this YouTube live stream? Like, this is the third time that I think I've done it wrong. Or I haven't done it at all. I mean, like, I've had to start, I think I'm in the wrong place now. I think I've had to start from scratch. And I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, so, like, that example of what would be a good question. Like, now it's a pattern for me, that I think I've asked people for help. I believe I've gotten help. I believe that I'm clear about how to do it. I read on the internet. And still, I'm not sure. Clear about how to do it. I read on the internet. Oh, I think maybe it's happening. I'm not sure. Let me turn that off. So maybe I think it is live streaming, but I'm not sure if it's live streaming the right thing. Like the message I sent out. Anyways, so I'm just going to use that as an example of like something that like would be like potentially like a soul issue. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Why am I having so many problems with this? So I'll ask my guides for information about that. Like, why is it so hard for me to actually have this thing work? Like, I planned it, I talked about it, I set on a link, and then to actually get the link to work, well, it's not working. So now, what is the soul pattern or the soul message that is coming through for me in that situation? I don't want to do it. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be noticed. I don't want to be heard. So there's a lot of like resistance that I have in myself to actually like doing live streaming. And so in a way, like, I'm undermining myself. I'm doing whatever it is that I'm doing to avoid live streaming. So why am I doing that? So I'm asking the guides, like, why am I doing that? Why am I trying to avoid this thing that I say I want to do? Like, I go through the effort of getting it set up, but then in the end, I'm not actually like doing it with people. Why am I doing that? Fear, terror, my body. Something bad will happen. So my fear, my terror, really, that something bad will happen if I do this if this live streaming becomes like a thing. My terror, yeah. So the message that I need to like give myself, or myself needs to be given, is that it's safe for me to do this live streaming. It's safe. It doesn't feel safe. It feels like being exposed. And so I think like in the past, like if I've been exposed before, then it was like a dangerous thing. So the original was point of conception, prior to conception, conception, birth to 5, 5 to 10, 5, 6 years old. Oh, it was like in grade school where I was kind of like an early reader and I would help other kids, and they definitely did not like the teacher having me help them read. And so I think that was kind of like I was being ex- exposed as almost like a goody two shoes. I think there was a sense of like other kids thinking I was a goody two shoes, and that was a bad feeling for me. I didn't like that. I don't want to be like something in me that doesn't want to be exposed again. It doesn't want to have to like go through it. Like it's almost like a disgracing experience. Yeah, and doesn't my something in my soul doesn't want to experience that again. It feels unsafe. So that was in the past, and it felt unsafe and kind of like unsavory, like something that wasn't fun, that I didn't like the other kids not approving of me or accepting me. Um, and then just reminding myself, but now I am safe. It is safe for me to do this thing now. It is safe for me to do this thing now. I can do this thing now and be safe. Being safe is good for me. It's good for others. I'm ready, willing, able. I have enough time and energy. It's safe. Yeah. And so it's safe for me to actually do this live stream and to connect with people on live stream. I see that somebody showed up like magically. I don't know how that happened because I think I'm in the wrong place. So I'm going to type like, do you have a question for the guides? So again, this is like a place to bring our questions for our soul's journey, like if we're stuck in a difficult situation, or if we, oh hi, I'm glad to see you. You did come. You found it. I'm so sorry that I'm all messed up about how to do this. I'm trying to figure out my soul journey in this process. I'm glad you came. Do you have a question for the guides? Do you have something you want to ask them or talk with them about? Yeah, so it's like a degree of vulnerability, right? That we come here to meet each other. No, she says no. She doesn't have a question. Okay. So the point is to kind of like have people ask questions, but of course not everybody has questions, so it's not oh, here's a question. Okay. So there's a difficulty with a housemate that is recurrent. The housemate has a temper and gets upset even when they speak to the housemate in a way that's calm. And this individual wants to attract more mature people for housemates, so they can hold conversations, but not sure how to resolve the current situation. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. Yeah. All right. And so we'll call in the guides. We'll call in the guides to help with this situation. So let's look at the current situation and the dynamics between those two people. The person who's on the chat, who came with a question, and also that difficult person who's the roommate. So let's look at that relationship, the difficult person. And so the difficult person like has an identity, like I'm difficult with everyone. This is just who I am. I'm a difficult person. So it's like they're not really open to changing. They're just like they have an identity about being difficult. And that's what happens many times. We get identities about things. And so then it's just kind of like a dead end. And so let's find out why you were drawn into a situation with them. What is that about? Oh, you're the helper. You're like, but I want to help them. Like, I can see that it doesn't have to be so difficult. Like things could be much better for them. And they're like, no, it's not going to be because I'm a difficult person and that's the way I am. And so what we want to do is to help you not not be drawn to helping people that don't want to have help. Because that's a fool's errand. You'll never be able to help those folks. We can't help people who don't want help. And so for you, let's think of this possibility like I let go of the pull I have towards helping people who don't want to be helped. I let go of that pull. and your body is like, So let's find out why the body is kind of like committed to that. I like it. I'm used to it. I don't want any other way. They're pulling me. Oh, I want to fail. So I'm not saying you want to fail on a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, there's something in you that sets up situations, recurrent situations that can't come to fruition, where you'll like, hey, that's just like me with today. With this live streaming, setting up these situations where we can't succeed because the other person or whatever the situation is, the technology is not set up to succeed. So for you, let's go through, like, I let go of my desire or something inside of me, that pull to seek out impossible situations, to help in impossible situations. I want to fail. Was there an original time you're really, in a way, I'm not saying it in a mean way, but in a way you're kind of like setting yourself up for failure, because those people don't want help. And so we want to know, was there an original time that something happened where you kind of like got into this frame of reference of setting yourself up for failure? Was that point of conception, prior to conception? So previous life, 20th century, 19, 18, 17, 16 or 16, 10 to 20, 30, 20, 25, 20, 21, 22, 16, 22, in the story where you were represented by a male, female, conception, birth, birth to 5, birth to 1, 2, 3. You were represented by a three-year-old female in the story. Somebody else. Grandma. Somebody else in the story. Somebody you know now. So in that story, did you have a mom, dad, brother, sister? Fairy godmother. You had a fairy godmother in that story. What is that all about? You love them so much. And they died. Oh, and you blamed yourself. You blamed yourself for their death in that story. It's all my fault. You were choking. What it was like you had swallowed a pit. You had swallowed like a cherry pit. It had gone down, and you were choking, and like they're saying fairy godmother, but I think that was really like your 3-year-old mind talking. Like this was like somebody who was like so loving and so magical and so like just like the perfect grown-up like playmate, like just so amazing. It seemed like a fairy godmother, and you were like choking on this cherry pit in the story. You coughed it up, and they were like, hey, it's okay. And then you'd actually been like playing with all these cherries, and they were all over the floor, and then this like fairy godmother type of person like slipped on them and fell and died. Basically they broke their neck. And so the take home message for you was that no matter what happens, like I fail. Like there's something like here, it seemed like I was going to die, but then I was fine. But then this person that I love so much, and it was like a magical, like fairy godmother person, then they fell down on all these cherries as slippery, and they died. And so like what a tragic ending. And so there was like a take home message that life is outside of, okay, so this is a take home message, that life is outside of my control, and I'm built for failure. And so from that previous life story, that's like the takeaway message that you took through all these lives. And so you just keep finding yourself in these situations like, oh, it seems like this is going to work, but no, thwarted for this reason. Oh, it seems like this is going to work, but no, thwarted for, it's like you have this like everlasting hope. Like there's so much hope. Like maybe this time, nope, thwarted again. And so what we need to do is go back to that original and remove that kind of conclusion that was like I'm built for failure, like I'm set up for failure, like nothing will come easily to me, like I just have one. And now there's evidence, right? So there's evidence. Well, this happened, and then this happened, and then this always happens to me, and then this happens. And so we have to go back and remove that original, so that there's options. there's options to act differently, to draw in different people, to make different choices in circumstances. So we're going back to the original, that little tiny child that you were, and let go of that conclusion that says I'm built for failure. Let go of that conclusion that says I'm built for failure. Let go of that conclusion that says I'm built for failure, sadness, mourning, yearning. So there's something in you that almost like used that conclusion to replace the deep love that you had for this fairy godmother person, because there was such a mourning, such a sadness at the loss of that person. They were like the most loving, like so awesome, like just this perfect grown-up playmate for a 3-year-old. I can't take it anymore. I can't lose them. Like, so there's something, so what needs to happen is that you need to allow yourself to go into the grief of that moment of losing that person that you loved so much, because all this other stuff has been sidestepping that grief. It's been a runaround. It's been a distraction from that grief. You haven't given yourself permission to move through that grief. And so you're stuck in this pattern of distractions. And so find yourself in a safe place and know that you are surrounded by love, and that the archangels are there holding your hands, lifting you up, and they've got your back, that you are safe, that in this moment, it is safe for you to come into that grief of losing someone that you loved so deeply, who really saw you, who got you, who knew you, who met you with exactly what that 3-year-old self needed. Allowing yourself to be held in your grief, to connect with the grief of the loss of that fairy godmother person, the tragic, deep sadness, loss, mourning, allowing yourself to fall in that and be held. Allowing yourself to be held in your grief, that you are not alone in your grief. You are not expected to grieve by yourself. You are held in your grief. And feel that grief and feel it purge through you. Purge through you. You don't have to hold it anymore, and you don't have to sidestep it. It is not too painful. That you can feel that grief and allow it to move through you and clean you. And clean you. And with that, take away that conclusion that I'm built for failure. Take away that conclusion. And take a deep breath and feel a settling in your heart, in your soul. An opening to trusting yourself again, to trusting love again, to trusting that you can connect, that it is safe to connect, and that you can find living situations where you're compatible with the people, where the people are not difficult, but mature, and they want to meet you, and they want to have adult conversations, and that they can work through conflict with adult tools. Yeah. And that it's okay to be still. It's okay to be still and for everything to start again. Letting go of that current household situation. Probably nothing will change with that individual who is a self-proclaimed difficult person. If you can live there without dealing with them, that's one thing. Otherwise, when it's time to move on, you'll be able to find a new place, or maybe it's time for them to move on. They're like, I'm not moving on. I'm a difficult person. If I've found a difficult situation, I'm staying because I'm difficult. they're like really into that identity. And they're like, stop laughing at me. I'm difficult. Sorry. I don't mean to. But yes, they're a difficult person. Yeah. So that's really hard. So either invite in your soul new possibilities, either within that household so you won't have to deal with them, or else the possibility of finding a different household where the people are like you, where they want things like you, because you're not built for failure. You are built for love, community, and connection. That's who you are. That's what you're built for. That's what the template is. Remember that template. I am built for love, community, and connection. I invite that into my life now. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you want to know from the guides? You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm listening. They have another question that they're going to type. I think. Are you going to type another question? I'll ask them. Oh, okay. So they said, is there a question about that? Oh, I see. Okay. So they said, I had to let go of my cats because I felt a lot of guilt for not taking good care of them because of my health. And I have trouble letting them go emotionally. How many cats did you have? Oh, two. Okay. Yeah. And they found a new home last year. Well, that's good. All right. So, so I guess my first question is, do is it okay for you to stay connected to them emotionally? Like, what is the problem staying connected to them emotionally? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. So you feel guilt of letting them go. And so that makes it hard to stay connected with them emotionally. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the kitties. Let's go to the kitties. Let's go to the kitties. One is like, I love my new home. The other one is like, I don't like them. They're mean. They don't let me do what I want. Do they have a dog? I'm just saying, I don't like the dog. Um, so one of the cats seems very happy. I love it. The other one is like, I don't like it here. I don't like the dog. I don't like the man. Is there a man? I don't know. Um, oh, I don't know the name. Um, is it? I think Biscuit is the one that doesn't like it. I don't like it here. But is Biscuit kind of grouchy? Is he a little bit persnickety? It seems like he's not going to be happy anywhere. I don't know. Is he kind of like a cat's cat? Is he just like a bit grumpy? What is he like? Super mellow. So maybe he doesn't like the disruption in the household. He's like, I mean, to me, he seems kind of like a grouchy old man. He's like, I need my peace and quiet. Like, I need peace and quiet, peace and quiet, peace and quiet. Mm. But I don't hear either one of them blaming you. I don't think either one of them are blaming you. He loved it. He loves peace and quiet, and you love peace and quiet. That's awesome. And so, I don't think they're blaming you. So, so if they're not blaming you, let's see how they would feel. Biscuit, how would you feel about being emotionally connected? And Cookie, how would you feel about being emotionally connected? So Cookie is like, I don't want to. I want to move on with my life. So Cookie is like, bygones, but also not like blaming you. And Cookie's just like, I'm satisfied with my life as it is. Like, I don't feel a need to like reach back and have anything in the past or keep those connections. Like, I'm a cat of the present. And Biscuit, so Biscuit is like, I wouldn't mind that. So Biscuit is not like a super excitable cat. He's like, I wouldn't mind that. And I liked her. She was good. That would be fine. So you're not going to get a lot of emotion out of him. He's going to so Biscuit is good staying emotionally attached to you. So how about that? How about you? Oh, so there's something in you that's like feeling scared. That's feeling like I don't deserve his love. Like after what I did, I don't deserve it. And so I don't feel that I don't feel like I deserve to be emotionally attached to him because I don't deserve his love. Yeah. So so there's a strong judgment there, right? Because you were trying to take care of your kitties by finding a new home for them, and you did. And 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 they don't have a judgment against you. They don't have a judgment against you. It's only you who has a judgment against you. So I released my judgment against myself for finding a new home for my kitties. Yeah, I don't need to be punished for finding a new home for my kitties. I can continue loving my kitties even though I needed to find them a good home. I did a good thing for my kitties. I did my best, and then I wanted to find them a new home because I felt my best wasn't what they deserved, that they needed more than what I could give them at that time, and that's okay. Yeah, so I released my judgment that I did the wrong thing. Yeah. And I invite connection with Biscuit, who wants to be connected to me. I can stay emotionally connected to Biscuit. He wants it. He has no judgment against me. Yeah, I can stay emotionally connected. I don't need to blame myself or beat myself up or feel guilty for what happened. The kitties they're good. The kitties are good. And I mean, Biscuit's probably not going to have enough peace with anybody except like somebody who doesn't have other animals and kids and stuff like that. It's just the way he is. Yeah. So I can connect emotionally to Biscuit, who wants to connect to me. We can still be present in each other's emotional and energetic lives. It's good for me. It's good for Biscuit. Ready, willing, able, time, and energy. I connect with Biscuit now. Yeah. Yeah. It's good for both of you to be connected to each other. You need each other. And this is a good way to do it. This is a good way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy that you guys reconnected, and that guilt, that's really unnecessary. That's self-flagellation. You don't need that. You did the right thing for yourself and for the kitties, and I'm proud of you. Thank you for coming today. Thank you for joining me in this soul reading. You're welcome. We'll see you Wednesday. Take care. Bye.